Alright, YouTube, Criminal here. Back to you with another MK1 tier list video. In this one, I'm gonna be making I made a buff and nerf wish list, like the urgent shit I wanna see changed, but just, I felt like just making the cameos and characters buffs and nerfs list, like who needs nerfs, who needs buffs, is much easier in a tier list format, and it's just much more fun. Like, I can just try and come up with shitty jokes while the video's going, so yeah, let's get into it. I mean, I have the kill tier, which is just extremely urgent nerfs. I have the nerf tier, which is just nerf. I have the stay sane tier, which is kind of obvious. I have the buff tier, who characters need buff, and I have the Jesus tier. That's for the characters who are in the trenches, like they are on life support. So yeah, let's get into it. First of all, I mean the most urgent nerf in the entire game. I mean, should I make him a separate tier? I can actually. Like, let me just make him a separate tier. Fucking hell, the character deserves it. Let's be for real. Let me give him a tier of his own, and fuck you. Honestly, man, he is the main culprit for characters being extremely busted in this game. Like, Cyrax, the best characters in the game, like Raiden, Baraka, Johnny, the best characters in the game are all using Cyrax, and they're synergizing with them the best. Like, he's just pretty much the main reason why this game has insanely busted chip damage setups. He's the main reason why characters are doing too much damage. He's the main reason why the game is extremely free, and he's the main reason why a poke can win you the entire fucking game. So, yeah, Cyrax is completely ridiculous, man. I don't even know what to say. The saws need urgent nerfs to their chip damage, to their plus frames, everything, to the scaling as well. The bombs can actually use buffs, but just overall, the character definitely needs nerfs. Is by far the best cameo in the game. No other cameo is even close. So yeah, kill him, nerf him beyond belief. He's Cyrax there. He needs to get Cyraxed. He needs to get nerfed. Frost, I don't mind her honestly. I feel like she's pretty well. She's pretty good. Like, she's definitely a top 10 cameo. Honestly, I'd say even top 8, top 9. She's pretty solid. Honestly, like, the only issue I have with her is everything she has is a summon. So, and I'm not actually gonna put her at buff tier here. Just, I feel like the big ass glacier she summons could actually be an ambush. The ice orb, they could make it an ambush if they tune it down a little bit, because it could be way too broken if they make it actually an ambush. But I feel like just the cameo having all summon moves is very, very bad. So yeah, she's pretty good. She can stay the same, but she is kind of between these two tiers. Next up, we have Goro. Goro, I'm gonna put him in buff tier just because I think the punch walk should get buffed. Like, the nerf you could say I want for him is just how good he is after armor wake-ups, but that's not a nerf Goro needs. That's just a universal change that needs to happen in this game. Because armor wake-ups are just free in this game. And I made a video discussing why I hate them as well. Like, the urgent problems in this game. But regardless, Goro, I feel like just the punch walk is completely fucking useless, and the stomp is very, very weak as well. Just, I feel like they should change these to buff them, just so this character can be better, because Goro just feels like a combo monster, honestly, like with the up punch, with the toss, give the punch walk actually viability in combos, give the stomp, I don't know, in new property, maybe make it a pop-up? I mean, they could, it takes the entire fucking gauge. Or just make it take half of the gauge. So yeah, Goro could use some buffs for sure. Jax, he could stay the same. He is really powerful. I don't think Jax really needs changes. The ground pound setups, let's be real, you're not really getting them in real matches, honestly. Like, it's not very easy to get them because delayed wake ups exist. Like, just delaying your wake up and you can avoid Jax. Like, there are no really setups in this game unless you're counting like Shang Tsung specific setups against Raiden. Other than that, you can't really get a ground pound setup that is completely guaranteed. Most characters can't. Like, maybe a few exceptions, but that doesn't warrant nerfing the shit out of him. So yeah, he can stay the same. He's kind of bad though as well. I mean, him and Frost, interchangeable for sure. Like, yeah, I feel like Jax is pretty good as it is, man. I don't think he needs changes. Kano, buff. Actually, Jesus. Do I put him in Jesus tier? Is Kano trash enough to be in Jesus tier? I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, you can compare Johnny to Jesus, like Johnny Cage. Just the nut punch nerfs completely killed this character. He doesn't really have anywhere to be run on, honestly. Like, it's just, and the main culprit for that is again Cyrax, because all of the utility of the knives, their high hit stun on attacks, like on the ground, he could have been Havoc's perfect partner, but just because Cyrax is way better than him in every single way, Kano just has no place to be found. He has no home, no character to be run with. So yeah, I feel like he really, really needs the help right now. The laser could get buffed. His Kano ball should get buffs, and the knives, maybe they should make him throw 4 of them. Honestly, like, either make him throw 4 of them or just make them mids. Make them mids and make them have much more block stun and a hit stun. Because right now Kano is not very good, honestly. Next up, Kung Lao. I'm contemplating this or this, but I don't think he needs to be killed. I feel like nerf is good enough. Like just Kung Lao, he has an issue for sure. The Basso is way too good. I don't know that the cameo isn't anything busted, but the Basso is just ridiculous. The cooldown of that thing, it's non-existent. You get it back the moment you actually input it. It makes the game just the entire neutral is dominated by Kung Lao. No, you can't do anything when Kung Lao is the opponent's cameo. It just takes away the entire fucking screen. It's very very good for block stun as well. Like in the block strings because it's plus and it's actually a low attack as well, which is tough to deal with. And if you hold it, you can actually even set up some impossible to block setups and shit like that. So yeah, it's just the Basso is ridiculous right now. The Basso is busted as fuck. So yeah, I would nerf the Basso and keep everything else the same, but not significant nerfs too much because the Basso is a major part of this cameo. But regardless, and I would actually give him also a tiny buff, like just speed up the spin a little bit. It's too slow as it is right now. Moving on, we have Motaro. I put him in buff tier. I don't think he's a Jesus tier like Kano because Kano actually needs changes that are urgent. Motaro's main issue is just how expensive he is. Like the laser he has, the 3 laser move should take half of a cameo gauge, and the reflect move should take half of your cameo gauge to actually move for the entire screen. Dude, we have Sub-Zero in the game. Sub-Zero's ice armor is pretty much a better version of Motaro's reflect, and it takes half a cameo gauge. So how why the fuck does that take a full gauge? So yeah, I feel like Motaro is actually doing what he's meant to do pretty well, but just because his best partner is not very good, and because just he's very very expensive, it's tough to run him. Let's put Scorpion. His utility in combos is actually unmatched. Like, it's probably the best utility in combos character in the entire game. But, except for Cyrax, of course. Cyrax is the best in everything. Like, regardless of what I'm saying with cameos, Cyrax is the best cameo in the game in every single thing. There is no cameo that's better than him in anything. He's just the best by far, in everything. So, yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. That's why he's in his own separate tier. Not even characters in the game are actually gonna be in this tier. This is Cyrax only for Cyrax. Cyrax is too busted. Regardless, Scorpion, I feel like it's pretty decent as it is right now. Honestly, the spear move doesn't get enough credit. It's actually pretty good. The overhead blade can catch people off guard sometimes. I wouldn't mind if they actually made it a bit safer because it's really dead on block right now. But it could stay the same because if it was completely safe, I feel like it would be maybe a bit too strong. But if they keep it in the same frame rate, it should have much reduced scaling, man. The blades scale like shit in combos. Like you don't want to use them in combos at all. And the fireballs are just crazy good. They should stay as they are right now. Moving on, we have Shujinko. Yeah, I don't think there's a better designed anything in his game than Shujinko. He's just the best designed character and cameo fighter in the entire game, man. Honestly, he's just perfect. Like, depending on the matchup, he can become even better than Cyrax, or he can just be good. Like, he's never useless. In every matchup, you can find value in this cameo, but I do think that for some characters they need to switch what he steals. Like, for example, Sindel, I don't like how he doesn't steal the scream. He should steal the scream, let's be for real here. He should definitely steal the scream. Who else? What else can I think of? Like, with Sub-Zero, I'd love if we could steal the clone instead of stealing the Ice Ball, because the Ice Ball is fucking shit in this game. But yeah, other than that, like, just changing around a little bit the characters, what he steals from certain characters, or just he doesn't steal the great stuff. I feel like he's very, very good, man. He could stay the same. He could get slightly buffed, like by just changing around what he steals from the characters he's not stealing very good shit from. But regardless, he's pretty decent as he is. Sonya. Now this one is a tricky one because in combos she's actually insanely busted. Like her combo utility is unmatched, man. Put her with Ashra and you're getting 50% combos anywhere on screen. But I mean, she's really, really bad in everything else. So I don't know if I want to say this or this. I'll put her here. I don't think she's in Jesus. I feel like she has more use than Kano, to be honest. Kano right now is pretty much useless, man. Any character you want to run with, just run Cyrax. Cyrax is much, much better. There's no reason to run this cameo. That's why I feel like it's in Jesus tier. But Sonya, there is a place for her. Like, you can just run her with Ashra, and she pretty much does the exact same thing Sarina does. Just give Ashra more damage, because Ashra doesn't need the help. So, yeah, we have Sonya. I feel like she could get buffed. She overing between this to this. I feel like she and Kano are the worst cameos in the game, but she's better than Kano in my opinion. I feel like Kano is the worst cameo in the game right now. Mainly because he's trying to accomplish what Cyrax is doing, pretty much the exact same thing, but Cyrax is just extremely much better. Like, it's not even remotely close. So yeah, Sub-Zero stayed the same. I love you. Honestly, man, except for maybe a slight adjustment to the hitbox, just because it's fucking me over a lot with Kenshi, but He's just doing what he's supposed to do, man. The ice armor is one of the best cameo moves in the game. The cold shoulder is actually pretty useful to gain some distance. And the freeze is just fantastic, man. In combos, it's unmatched. For any character that needs to set up shit, like General Shao's axe buff, I don't know who else, Kenshi Sento, of course. Many other characters, anybody that needs to set up shit, like you could say Tanya's teleport. She can also make use of that. Rain can set up some nasty stuff. Like, he can set up 2 teleports into Whirlpool with Sub-Zero. Because the freeze lasts for so long, so... Yeah, I love him. Honestly, I don't think he should be changed or something. I feel like he's pretty damn good as he is right now. Ashra. My personal grudge makes me want to put her here, but just... Did I put her here? Honestly, yeah, I do think I put her here. Ashra is a tricky one because Ashra is the only character in the game who is so fucking good even without Cyrax. Ashra is a top 5, top 4 character. 100%, she's definitely top 5. No, it's not even up for discussion. Like, the top 5 is pretty set in stone. It's Baraka, Raiden, Johnny, Ashra, Kenji. I don't think anybody can argue against that, regardless of the order you want to order them in. But Ashra is extremely good, and something people don't really understand is just how fucking good this character is by herself. She doesn't need cameos. She's the only character in the game you can run without a cameo, and she will still do good, man. That's why the only cameos you see people running with her are like Scorpion, Sarina, Sonya, all of the big damage guys, like the guys who enhance your damage. Because she's already doing very good damage. She has 50-50s by herself. Like, she has a very tough to react to overhead because of the insane range it has. She's the best footsie character in the entire game. She has many good lows, many good overheads, insanely good frame data, a busted armor wake up. Just she is pretty much the most perfect character in the roster. Like, if we took cameos out of the equation, she would easily be the best character in the game. So yeah, I feel like if we're gonna nerf Cyrax, which will pretty much severely damage all of the top 3, like Johnny, Raid, and Baraka, all will take a massive hit. Like, Johnny without Cyrax is still really, really good, but he's not what he is with Cyrax. Baraka without Cyrax is not even top 5 in my opinion. And Raiden without Cyrax is still busted, but he's not as busted because he loses his chip damage setups. So yeah, Ashra, if they're gonna nerf Cyrax, which they should 100%, they definitely need to nerf Ashra accordingly, because if she doesn't get touched, like, with nerfs, she's definitely going to be the best character in the game. Not even close. So yeah, moving on from Ashra, we have Baraka. I do feel like nerf tier is the go way and not kill tier. Mainly because, as I've said, Baraka's value comes from Cyrax, man. Without Cyrax, this character is really, really good, but he is not top 5. Honestly, man, he is not. Like, without Cyrax, I'd say Giras is better than him. I'd say Milinar is better than him. I do think these two are better than him without Cyrax. Like, Johnny is definitely better than him. Raiden is better than him. Kenshi is better than him. Like, Cyrax is the main source of value for this character. And of course, Ashra. Ashra is also better than him without Cyrax. So if they nerf Cyrax to the ground, which I hope they will because this is the only cameo in the game right now, I definitely think they should nerf Baraka or not kill him completely, because Baraka's main value is Cyrax, man. Without Cyrax, Baraka isn't even that good, man. He's really good. He's a top 10 character, but he is not the monster he is with Cyrax. So yeah, they should nerf him, but they shouldn't kill the character completely, because if they nerf Cyrax and nerf Baraka in the same way, like they nerf him to the ground like they will, hopefully, Cyrax, he is gonna be in trouble. Next up we have Johnny. I'll put him here or here. I'll put him here. Honestly, man, I don't feel like Johnny needs too much nerfs. I feel like the only nerf Johnny needs is frame data stuff. Like, just his frame data is ridiculously busted. That's the only problem I have with this character right now. Like, playing against him. The frame data shit doesn't warrant him being in kill tier. Like, Ashra is in kill tier because Ashra needs a lot of nerfs. She needs damage nerfs. She needs block string nerfs. She needs frame data nerfs. She needs a lot of shit, man. She has many tools, and all of them are extremely busted. Like, all of her tools are very good. She's pretty much the best character in the game without cameos, again. So I feel like Ashra should get touched much more if Cyrax is getting nerfed. This is a main thing you need to think about when you're doing this kind of tier list, because Cyrax is the main source of value for 3 of the top 5 characters. So yeah, Johnny, if Cyrax getting nerfed, is gonna get attacked for sure, but Striker will still pull through for the man. Like, Striker is very good with Johnny still. But the double hype stuff will still exist, so the main value of Cyrax to Johnny will not even be gone, because the net will probably stay the exact same as it is right now. It doesn't really need to change. It's pretty good as it is for the characters that can utilize it. So yeah, moving on from Johnny, let's General Shao. Jesus or Buff? Jesus. This character needs a lot of help, man. He really does. I can't go according to if a certain cameo gets buffed and is the perfect partner, then Shao can actually be... You can't really talk about this like that. This character by himself is just not good enough. His overhead is extremely reactable and is the most minus move in the entire game on block. It's actually ridiculous. It's minus 32 on block. It doesn't even need to fucking full combos. I've made an entire video discussing the changes this character needs to be top 10. Top 10, not even number 1 in the game. If you into just understand how bad he is right now. If you incorporate all of the changes I said you could make for the character, and I said a lot of changes you could make for him, he will still not be top 5. I don't think he will if the top 5 stay exactly as they are right now. He's very, very flawed, man. His low is very reactable. His damage is actually not even that good. Like, his damage output, it's average at best. It's not even that good. Without a cameo, like, he really, really struggles. And he needs his cameo for neutral and for block streak. So you can't really allow yourself to just use him at all times. Like, not all cameos, especially not those that are helping combos, have the cooldown of Kung Lao's Buster. So you can't really utilize your cameo in combos all the time with this character. So yeah, he really needs urgent frame data buffs, like urgent damage buffs. I would give him as well. I would give him a few changes to his moves in general. Like, I've talked about it in a full video. I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, he needs Jesus right now. I have an entire video on that, like make Shao great again if you want to see it. I'm talking about all the buffs they could give him, all the buffs they could possibly give the character that I can come up with from the top of my head. Next up we have Giras. I put them here. Giras is very good. He's a top 10 character 100%. In my opinion, he's top 8, top 7, 100% for sure. But he has one thing that really annoys me. Why in hell is forward 3? Why is his forward 3 minus 25? He doesn't even start combos, man. It's not a button that should be this unsafe. Baraka has a combo starter, an overhead combo starter, that is pretty much the exact same speed as Giras' forward 3. I don't think there's much of a difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's much of a difference in speed. And this doesn't even lead to full combo. It just knocks them to the ground, and it's minus 25. It's just ridiculous. Make it safe. Like, it doesn't bring you any reward almost. Why the fuck is it even just... Why is it so unsafe? Make it a pop-up if it's so unsafe. So yeah, this is annoys me, but I'll put him in buff tier. Just it's a slight buff, by the way. Just it's a very slight buff. It's not something. Actually, let me put him here. I'll put him here. This tiny buff doesn't really warrant me putting him in any other tier. He's actually insanely good, man. He's a very good character. With Kung Lao, he actually has unique time freeze shenanigans, like just to have multiple free time freezes in combos with his Kung Lao's teleport. His damage output is top notch, way above average. With his sand clone in the corner, you can actually get a shit ton of damage if you actually know what you're doing. He has, in my opinion, the second best special move in the game, excluding Sento. Actually, no, the third one. You can't exclude Sento. Like, the best one is Sento, second best one is Johnny's counter, and the third one is Giras' time freeze. So yeah, the time freeze, the one where he just does a pose with his hand and just freezes you in place if you were doing anything other than block. It's insanely busted. My favorite special move in the game. It's so fucking fun, man. So yeah, it's really, really good. Havoc, I feel like this character has a lot of untapped potential, but considering the fact he needs Cyrax as much as Baraka needs Cyrax, I am going to put him in buff tier. Without Cyrax, actually, you can even make an argument he's here, but he has great frame data. Great frame data and actually pretty decent damage, like average damage for sure. So I feel like he should get buffed. Like, just the hand, like mainly speed buff for special moves. That's the main thing I would give him. Just, he's very solid, I mean, honestly, man. He's a solid character for sure. I don't think he's top 10, but he is definitely like top 15. I do think like he's hovering around the 25 range. I don't think he's weak at all. He's a pretty good character. Kenshi. Do I put him here or here? Now, hear me out on this. I know Kenshi is very, very good. He's extremely good. He's a top 5 character, for sure. I actually gravitate towards him being actually number 5 right now. I feel like Baraka, Raid, and Johnny and Asha are all better than him because these 4 actually don't have weaknesses. Kenshi actually has weaknesses, man. Kenshi's frame data without the puppet in Sento stance is horrifyingly bad. It's terrible, the frame data without Sento. I mean, he is very, very good, though. He's very, very good, but he does struggle, man, because breakers, the meter gain is so fast in this game. This character, you don't want to go into Sento when your enemy has breaker, because when you go into Sento, you want to finish the round before Sento runs out, because being without the puppet in Sento is very, very tough, man. It's tough. You don't want to be in this situation. So, because of how powerful meter gain is in this game, because just you can get breaker all the time, I'm going to put Kenshi and stay the same tier. I don't think Kenshi needs nerfs. I really don't. I feel like Kenshi is a character that rewards you for actually being a good player. Kenshi is the hardest character in the game to actually use. Either Rem or Giras, one of these two. Both of them really require a lot of time in the lab to actually utilize correctly. and both of them reward you for that, man. Both of them are really good characters, so yeah, I don't feel like it should be changed. Honestly, it's just a character that rewards you for being good. So yeah, I feel like it should stay the same. 20 minutes already. Yeah, I need to go faster. Kitana, Jesus. Actually, buff for Jesus. I'd put Jesus, man. I feel like the wind bomb needs buffs. Honestly, like the wind bomb definitely needs buffs. She needs speed buffs on all of her special moves almost. Her frame data is not very good. Her strings aren't very good. So yeah, she could definitely use some buff. Kung Lao. I fucking hate him, so I'd like him to get nerfs, but stay the same. He's pretty fucking good, man. He's a top 10 character most likely. Like I don't think there's an argument against him being top 10. He's just very very good in everything. So yeah, he's just a fantastic character. I don't think he should be touched at all. Lee May, I'd buff her. She needs the main buffs she needs are just to her overhead kicks. It's way too slow as it is right now. The cancel has too much recovery. Like her damage output is solid though, but just mix-up game is weak. Mix-up game is very very weak. Neutral game is nothing too special, and she really relies on cameos for damage, man. Because to set up lanterns, you must have a cameo. It's not possible to do it by yourself, which I don't really like. So yeah, she's a pretty solid character, but she does need some buffs for sure. Liu Kang stay the same. This is a character that if he had mix-ups, he would easily be the best character in the entire game. He has really good frame data. He's a footsie god, like pretty much the second best footsie Punisher with Punisher in the entire game after Ashra. Like I'm pretty sure he's the second best footsie character in the entire game, or third best after Ashra and maybe Kenshi. He's just a very very good character, man. Very very good, insanely good damage, like probably the best damage in the entire game actually. His damage output is absolutely insane. He's very safe on everything he's doing. He's a very good zoner. So yeah, I don't think he should get changed at all. Melina, this one's a tricky one actually. Do I feel like she needs nerfs? No, I don't feel like she needs nerfs. Actually, no. I don't think she needs nerfs. As she is right now, I actually pretty like the character. Like I fucking hate fighting her, but she's not. She doesn't really need nerfs as she is right now. She's just her damage output though. Yeah, she needs nerfs. Her damage is way too high, man. The damage she's doing is ridiculous. She's doing 55% from any hit. It's just ridiculous how much damage this character is doing with Scorpion cameo. So I would say she definitely needs damage nerfs, but other than that, I feel like she's perfect as she is right now. Raiden, nerf, I don't think it's up for discussion. The character is ridiculous. He has this actually the passive where he takes less chip damage. I don't really understand why this character has it. Like, I feel like other characters should have had this, like maybe Havoc. But Raiden having this makes zero fucking sense whatsoever. He needs damage nerfs, of course. His damage is ridiculous right now. Same goes for Baraka. His chip damage setups, I mean, it's just too much chip. Him and Baraka too, but this is mainly a Cyrax issue. Like, without Cyrax, him and Baraka aren't as insane as they are with Cyrax. With Cyrax, these two are probably the best characters in the entire game, and I feel like they're pretty considerably better than everybody else with Cyrax as he is right now. But if Cyrax was to get nerfed, I don't think they need to kill them. I don't think so. I feel like those damage nerfs would be enough for these characters because honestly, when they're not doing very much by themselves without the cameo of Cyrax to just be a piece of shit with the chip damage setups. Like Baraka has the insane streak that just breaks armor for existing, but his overhead launcher is reactable, very easily reactable. You can even up-block it by on reaction, like it's very very slow. So just blocking low against the character is pretty easy to just deal with him. Same goes for Raiden. He doesn't have an overhead combo starter, so I don't feel like these characters should really get nerfed too much. They should get nerfed, of course, damage nerfs. But I don't feel like they should get nerfed too much other than that. But they should get nerfed. They are too strong, for sure. Rain, stay the same. I don't feel like Rain need any changes. Actually, no, he needs buffs. He needs some, yeah. Speed buffs mainly. On his special moves from long range, they are too slow. Like the projectile is too slow. Charging it is a bit too slow. So yeah, I would love to see him get some speed buffs and maybe hitboxes buff just to enhance his range a little bit because it's kind of weak. But other than that, the character, man, if you're good retrain, hot damn he rewards you. You can be insanely good when in the right hands. So yeah, he's pretty good. Reptile. I mean, Reptile's pretty decent, man. I put him in buff tier only because of one reason, man. He has his overhead, like the overhead. For some reason, it's unsafe on blockman. I feel like all overhead attacks in the game that are not combo starters should be safe. Like overhead attacks that are combo starters should be unsafe. Like Barakas, for example. These ones should be unsafe. But overhead attacks that just lead to nothing shouldn't be unsafe in my opinion. The charge of the overhead as well, like the charged back 2 with this character, takes too much time to activate. They should buff that. The EX invisibility actually does nothing for some reason. I don't think he does anything. So yeah, that should be buffed as well. Scorpion, I'll put him here. Scorpion is probably in the bottom three of the game. Even Sonic Fox said he thinks he's the worst character in the game. Scorpion is not good, man. He really is not good. He has very good damage, but he has the worst mix-up in the entire game. He really can't open you up in any way. His damage is also very expensive. Like, meterless, he's not even getting that insane damage. He doesn't. So, yeah, I feel like the character really needs some buffs, man. His back 3 is one of the worst buttons in the game. Has a lot of range, but it's kinda... It's tricky. You don't really see it as much, but... It's very, very unsafe on block. You can actually jump over it on reaction and get a full punish. Like, the only plus about the character as he is right now is his above average damage output and the spear. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I really need some buffs. Really. Shang Tsung, does he need buffs? Honestly, I haven't seen a single high level Shang Tsung. This character is really just... I feel like the transformation in this game, like morphing into other characters, is extremely strong with this guy. Like, it's way stronger than it ever was in any other game. You stay in as the other character for a long time and you do so much fucking damage, so I feel like he should stay the same just because of the potential the character has. I haven't seen anybody using him like in high level, so I can't really say if he needs buffs or nerfs right now, but I do feel like he's a pretty solid character. I'd say like he can probably break top 15. I don't think he really needs urgent buffs or something. So, does he need some quality of life stuff though? Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, honestly, why not? He could use some quality of life changes, like just frame data shit, I mean, range shit, I don't mind. But he is a very good keep away character. Probably the best zoner in the game, actually. Either him or Liu Kang. Next up we have Sindel. I'd buffer. Mainly because the cameo still is fucking useless, man. It's the main gimmick of the character, all the cameo shenanigans. And the cameo still is useless. Best way to go around buffing it, in my opinion, just make it so she applies a buff to herself, like her anti-breaker. Just she will steal your cameo if you summon them for a set amount of time. Like she applies the buff to herself or a debuff to the opponent, and if they summon their cameo, she just steals them like that instead of it being on reaction, because you really can't do it on reaction in real matches, man. You have to make a read, which is not very easy to do. So, and it doesn't reward you enough because I feel like they should also make it like if you want to summon two cameos consecutively, you can. Like while one of the cameos is still on screen doing his pose before running away, you should be able to summon the other cameo already. So yeah, I feel like she could use some buffs for sure, man. And her back 3 is absolutely abysmal. What a piece of shit button, terrible. Smoke. I'd put him in nerfs. Honestly, Smoke is insanely good, man. I don't think people understand how powerful this character is. Easily a top 10 character, for sure. I would say top 8. Top 8 is a pretty good placement for him, in my opinion. He's just very, very good, man. He's very, very good. He could use some buffs, but he can also use some nerfs, man. The armor wake up of his is absolutely ridiculously busted. Oh, that reminds me, yeah, armor wake ups. You as well. Just the armor wake up of Kung Lao needs nerfs, man. Just the armor wake up though. I'll keep him here just to if people skip to the end to see the tier list, but Kung Lao's armor wake up is ridiculous. The fact that it's safe on block and starts combos with cameos is absolutely stupid. It shouldn't work as it is. It's the best armor move in the entire game and it's ridiculously busted. So yeah, change it. Smoke's armor move is the same thing pretty much. Just I really hate how it behaves, man. Like if you read he's gonna armor move, he just runs away from free and gets an insanely busted like a whiff punish on you. Just he goes invisible and goes behind you. Like just for reading his armor wake up, I get punished for it. So it's stupid. I feel like the best way to change this would just be to make the EX smoke bomb on wake up always do the thing it does if you actually land the hit and you armor through it. Just always make it do the stab, the EX smoke bomb on wake up. Because as it is right now, if you read the armor wake up and you don't go for anything, it just goes invisible and then you can't block him and you get hit for a full combo. So it's the most free wake up option in the entire game most likely. It's ridiculously unfair as it is right now. So yeah, I feel like it should get nerfed. It's probably the best armor wake up in the game actually. Even more so than Kung Lao's. Because while this one is safe, this one is actually fucking plus for you pretty much. Sub-Zero, I don't even need to explain, man. Sub-Zero is absolute dog shit. Damage buffs ASAP right now. Just nerf the scaling of the character. He scales so fucking badly, man. His scaling is terrible. He scales so much, man. It's so tough to actually do good damage with this character. He definitely needs the help. Definitely. He needs so much help. I don't want to go too much in detail because this video is already almost half an hour long as it is right now. So I'm going to try to wrap this up as fast as I can. Tanya, stay the same. I don't feel like she should change at all. She's a pretty solid character, very underrated. Most likely, actually, she could be a contender for top 10. Actually, she's very, very good. So yeah, she should stay the same. Very underrated, very, very, very underrated. Darius. buff. Actually, man, Darius is probably the worst cameo in the game as is right now. He needs Jesus. He definitely needs Jesus. And just one thing to mention, I really think the cameo HP value nonsense shouldn't even exist. Honestly, it's just ridiculous as it is right now. Like, it's not a good way to balance out cameos, in my opinion. But regardless, Darius is just way too expensive. Like, his kick is the only useful move he has, and he takes your entire cameo gauge. It's way too much. Sarina, stay the same. I don't think she needs to get touched too much. Actually, I want to put her in buff because the other three moves she has, except for her knives, are absolute shit. But the knives are so broken, I can't really allow myself to put her in buff tier. So yeah, she should stay the same. Like, buff her three other moves and nerf the Kias blades. That I would take. The Kias blades are busted. So yeah. Moving on from that, we have Sector, stay the same. He's a very good cameo. I don't feel he should get changed or anything. Like, just homing missile is very, very good, and it takes your entire cameo gauge, which is okay. The missiles in general are very good. The teleport punch should be faster on startup, like much faster. That's the change I would make for the cameo. But I feel like other than that, was pretty solid. Striker stay the same. My goat, I love him. But the most perfect cameo in the game, really. Like, it's just put him on anybody and he actually is useful. It's the only cameo in the game that actually works like that. Like, on the ground, he's very good for combos. On the air, he's good for combos. He's good for block streak. He's good for pressure. He's good for mix-ups. He's good for everything. He's a perfect cameo. And he is not too powerful in any regard. So he's not like Sarex, who's just busted in everything. So yeah, actually no, Sarex is the perfect cameo, not Striker. But Striker is up there. If Sarex didn't exist, Striker would be there. So Nitara buffs, like, she has the worst normals in the game. I feel like that's the only buff she needs, really. Just normals are shit. And Reiko buff. As much as I hate the character, he's not very good. So yeah, guys, it took me. Oh, Reiko, other Reiko, fuck you, die. Kill. Just because I hate Reiko, put him in kill tier with Ashra. I mean, why not? This Reiko looks busted. This one has a trash picture, but this one, he actually has a menacing picture. So kill him, kill him, kill him, kill her, and kill Cyrax. Yeah, and as for the DLC characters, we can't really say right now, of course, but if you want to talk about predictions, I mean, why the fuck not? I already have them here. I'll do it in 2 minutes. Like, Omni-Man, I feel like he's going to be absolutely busted, so let's put him here. I think, like, Omni-Man would be ridiculously unfair. Homelander is going to be a very, very annoying zoner, but I don't feel like he's going to be very good. I feel like he's just going to be an annoying zoner like Robocop, so actually Robocop was really good. So I'll put him here, actually. Just, I'll put him here. Actually, put him here. Just don't make him a zoner. That's why he needs Jesus. He needs Jesus to not become a zoner. Make him actually fun, man. I don't want him to be a Jade. Please. Ermac, I feel like he's going to be really, really good, so let's put him in nerfs. Peacemaker is going to be average. That's just my prediction on it. Quan Chi, I feel like he's going to be trash in another game, so yeah, buff tier. And Takeda is going to be absolutely broken. I know it. Just, is the last character that comes from the combat pack. I expect him to be ridiculously unfair. So yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section with what you agreed or disagreed with. I'll see you in the next one.